Let's start with how it all started. My neighbor had got a camera installed and I had noticed they had one on their back porch, and the way that their window is angled, they could have put it right next to their back porch door and face their backyard, but no, they decided to put it on the side of the window that kind of bows out towards my yard, so it faces my yard. And I didn't like that, so I immediately started looking up privacy trees, right? And what popped up? The giant green thuja. It grows the fastest, it grows the tallest, it's pretty hardy, and it can last like a lot of different weather ranges. That's what it said on the website that I bought from Fast Growing Trees. And so I decided to go with that, right? Minimal research, just what was the best privacy tree. So I went to the website and I was, picking out trees because you can pick like privacy trees on their like little category. And so before I made this purchase, the second time, I asked the plant experts that you can chat online with, and I said, are you sure that these giant green thujas are going to survive in Houston, Texas? I live in Houston, Texas. Are they going to make it in the heat, in the snow? Well, we don't really have snow, but we did have that weird snowstorm and everybody's power was out. It was miserable. They email back and they're like, yeah, everything's good, it's good, and so I make the purchase. Okay, so as the weeks are going on, they're doing good, they're adapting, but I start to notice they're slowly starting to turn yellow, but it's only yellow on one side, and I'll insert some pictures, but it's perfectly green on the other side. And so I do some research and I found this one article, it was on house.com, about this guy in Dallas, and he said, hey, my giant green thujas are burning. They're turning yellow on one side, but they're perfectly green on the other side. And he said it's all the same side that faces the sun. And that's exactly what happened to me. Mine were slowly starting to burn. So I emailed the people and I'm like, hey, like my trees are burning. They're not making it here. And so she asked me all these questions. What kind of soil? How often do you water? How much sun do they get? I think that was it. But anyways, I answered them all back, and then she determined, she says, well, those trees aren't even for your zone. Like, they only go to zone 7 and I'm zone 8 or 9. And so those trees were never even going to work, no matter how hard I tried to keep them watered or keep them alive. They just weren't, they're not made to live in Houston, Texas. They're made to live a little bit farther up, not even in Dallas apparently, because that one guy said he got the same type of burn. Totally yellow on one side, perfectly green on the other. And so they just all slowly started to go. And so after I kind of went back and forth with her and I told her, like, that's not fair. I asked y'all before, are you sure? I asked the plant experts. I have the emails. I sent them to my email because I knew something like this was going to happen. So I kind of saved my own ass in a way. And so I told her, like, I have emails showing that y'all told me that these would work for Houston, Texas. I asked y'all, and y'all told me yes. I'm not the plant expert, y'all are. Maybe I should have done more research. So now I know my growing zone. So then after I sent her that message, like showing her, like, check out my account, I already interacted with y'all, and y'all are the ones who told me that these were going to work for me. And after that, she never replied, and a few days later, I got a text saying that they sent me a credit of like $140, I believe, which is not even close to what I paid. Anyways, so I'm going to have to buy different trees that can survive in Houston, but now it's summertime and I can't plant them. So now I'm going to have to go outside and chop up all those beautiful trees that are all dead. Now I feel like a tree killer. I mean, the Lorax would be disappointed. I really like trees. That's the story. I should have done a little bit more research on my growing zone. I don't know. I just learned a big lesson, but I did do my own diligence and ask them, are these going to make it? Are you sure? In Houston, Texas, before I make this big purchase. And they said yes. So I get the trees, plant them, they slowly die off. I mean, slowly crisp. They were holding on to green for a while, but there's just the sun. We've been in a drought. Houston's been in a drought for like 3 months. We just had some good rain the other day though, but they were already gone by then, so that's it. Now I gotta cut them up. Now I'll have to wait till next year to replant some. I'm probably going to get this Leland cypress tree. So get this, I go back to the website after all this happens just to see like what trees I could get, and they changed the website when you go there. Now it says, what state do you live in? Texas. Okay, shop your trees. So you can't mess up. So they learned a lesson on their part because the website wasn't like that before. You just went to like privacy trees, shrubs, flowers, perennials, whatever. But that's my story. I gotta end it here. This can't be long. I gotta edit it and I gotta go to my mom's. But I'm gonna try to get this up for y'all. And I am doing better, so expect to see me soon. Okay, that's the end of the story. So I'm gonna save the dirt from those, and I'm gonna let this sit out and let any spiders or any bugs that were on the trees crawl out before I throw it out. But I have to wait till next year for my privacy tree. But I do have another option for a privacy wall, so I can insert some pictures of what I bought. It's like these little plastic grates, and I believe they're 4 foot by 6 foot. They're pretty big, but I'll show some pictures and insert on how I want to build it. I just got to figure out how I'm gonna achieve that. But that's the end.